From Ticker Studios, this is the Founders Method, presented by Memo Bottle.
What is the difference between networking and building a network? And have you been getting it wrong for all these years?
I'm Jesse Leeworthy.
And I'm John O'Burt. This is the Founders Method. This is the show where we get into the real stories behind how founders build, break, and rebuild businesses.
Today's guest watches more Founders Network than almost anyone else in the country. Her community has more than 6,000 active members running over 200 events a year for founders and entrepreneurs across Australia. She knows what it takes to build a powerful network. Our guest today is the co-founder of BOA App, Kirsten Scott. Welcome.
Welcome, Kirsten.
Hi.
I feel like I open Instagram each morning and see your face hanging out with a different amazing founder or entrepreneur around Australia. How good's your job?
Yeah, I'm pretty grateful. I'm very lucky.
We need to get you to do the scheduling for this show.
Yeah, we need to get some tips.
So, BOA. What is BOA and who's it for?
Yeah, so BOA, Born of Ambition, we are a community for founders and business owners. And we do it through digital and in-person events. So whether that's through educational sessions, such as the event that we're doing with you guys tonight, providing inspiration, and people have done it before. Local networking groups, bringing founders together monthly so they can build on their relationships and meet other founders. But yeah, it's a community of founders to meet other people and move their business forward.
So how would you say it differentiates between other networking community groups?
Yeah, I think that's a big point of difference, networking groups, right?
Yeah.
So we're not about networking, we're about building a network through smaller curated groups. You're able to build with intention, and essentially people that you like and you trust are the ones that you want to work with.
Amazing. So last year I saw the BOA logo plastered on the side of a whole lot of buses and amazing speakers jumping on board and people were jumping on and off. Like, that is a pretty unconventional type of community event, but incredible. Like, so what's the story behind like trying to do these types of events, and have you got any more exciting ones in the works?
Yeah, so I mean, the BOA Bus is one of my favourite events. It's a perfect representation of what we're about. It's a balance of like access to and mentorship access and mentorship. So essentially we had like 9 Australian business icons that we put on a bus. People applied to be a part of it, and 2 people saw like a mentor, and they had 25 minutes worth of mentoring. And essentially it's like less about having those generic events that you attend and get like this really information from these people, but having closer proximity, sharing your business challenges, you're more likely to feel comfortable to ask for help and share what issues you're having.
Yeah,
Amazing.
cool.
That it really stuck in my mind when I saw that.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
cool.
all over social media.
And it's
huge.
about making it memorable, right?
Yeah,
like you can go along to any event, see a speaker, but yeah, again, it's just generic advice. But seeing like that person beside you and you're literally like, these are the 3 things I'm struggling with at the moment. Those people have been there and they're able to help you move your business forward.
Yeah,
I love that.
And the event, so you could just make life easy for yourself and do 2 to 3 events a year, like a lot of the big community groups do.
Yeah.
But you do 200.
Yes.
Plus.
Yes.
Why? What's the thought process there?
Yeah, because again, like I think that those larger events definitely have a place.
Yeah.
But you go along to them, you hand out your business card, you take the photo and you leave. With ours, we are all about like more regular meetings. I think like sometimes we even host an event a day, and it's about proximity. It's about like those ongoing touch points. And that's how essentially like you build a network. It's through trusting people, it's through supporting each other. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Like, so you mentioned before about there's networking and then there's building a network. Can you dive a little bit deeper and just like explain what's the difference between the two?
Yeah, so if I was to put it simply, networking is transactional and building a network is relational. There's actually an episode that Emma Green did, it was called Building a Network, and I really love some of the points that she goes through. So building a network is those relationships that compound over time, and through that, through supporting each other, sharing your challenges, you are more likely to either want to help work with that person directly, or have them in your network or in your mind that you will connect them with others also in your network.
Yeah, I love that.
And I also, I think that building a network, that value is set over time. It's about having those informal advisory boards.
Do you think that we should rebrand the word like networking to something else?
Please, it actually gives me like a bit
Should we do
of
it right
an
now?
Yeah, what do you think it should be?
Oh, I've been thinking about this for a long time because like we did have an event that was called like the in-person networking event, and it's actually like a red flag now. Yeah, so I think it has to be like a build a networker event or a mixer event, but even them, they're a bit outdated. So yeah,
That's good. Work in progress.
yeah, exactly.
So
Workshop it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Most founders, I think, are time poor.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them would be hearing this about networking, building a network, and think it's probably more of a luxury. Your argument is that it is one of the biggest time value or value activities that they can do.
100%. Yeah.
Why is that? What?
Yeah, I mean, if you think of it like having a gym membership, and not just a gym membership, like you're trying to build muscle, right? So when you go to the gym, if you don't go there all the time, like you're never going to build muscle. So if you go along to these events or be open to building a network and doing it like intentionally, that's how you're able to connect with people. And you can't just do it once and expect that you're going to be able to have this relationship with someone, get work from someone. You have to keep it as an ongoing thing. Being intentional.
Yeah, I love that. And so, I mean, you're in this amazing position where you get to see thousands and thousands of interactions between different founders and business leaders. What do you see as like the most common mistake that people make?
Surface level conversations, 100%. And like, to be fair, like not only do I obviously host these events, but I'm a part of it as well. So the best advice I can give you is go along to them. Don't ask surface level questions. How are you? What's your business? It's more like, why did you start your business? What's the biggest challenge you've been experiencing lately? How can others support you? And it's also, being a little bit vulnerable yourself, because half the time people are scared to share, but if you go first, 9 times out of 10, that person's also having the same issue.
Yeah. And I guess it's those surface level conversations when a lot of people would think about networking as having a surface level conversation or relationship with 100 plus people and just spreading themselves too thin, but you talk about having it instead being 5 to 10 really key.
My 5 to 10 rule.
Is the 5 to 10 rule, is it? Yeah, run us through that.
So it's kind of like what our local chapters are. We generally get like, I would say 6 to 12 people along to each meetup. That's not to say you don't meet different people each time, but think about it. Like that's enough for you to understand what's really going on for them, have the time to like check in and really support them. Anything bigger than that, like it is just another number. Like you are scared to share in a bigger group than that. And I think it's like a friendship, like you invest in those people closely. And I think 5 to 10 is just that perfect number.
How would you go about choosing that 5 to 10?
Yeah, who do you connect with is the best way to do it. Like ultimately, these are people that you're going to be seeing regularly. So you wouldn't just keep hanging out with a friend because you're just doing it for the sake of it, right? You want to enjoy their company. You probably have things in common. So it's the same with other business owners. It's not to say they're genuine, they're like a client that you typically work with, but maybe it's something like you can support each other or you see value in what they're doing and you want to be like their cheerleader on the sidelines. I think it's little things like that and those little touch points that finds the alignment between you.
Yeah, it can't be forced.
No, definitely not.
That's true.
Would you want to hang out with someone if it's like a forced interaction? It's too tricky.
No, definitely not.
I have to hang out with this guy every day.
Yeah. That was your own doing.
It's my choice.
So like you, I mean, I've been hearing on social media a lot recently that you should, like when you're building a personal brand, you should be giving away a whole lot of information and then, the connections, the money will flow. Now, it feels like you've set up a similar thing with BOA in a way, but when it comes to like building trust with a founder, like at what point can you then go and ask for something or ask for assistance?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it's almost like intuition, right? Like I think as long as you're being open and you're sharing, you can kind of understand where the relationship's at. To see like if it's the right time to ask. And it can't just be like, oh, I want you to like work with me and do this, this and this. It has to be a soft touch point first, whether it's like, oh, have you experienced this challenge before? This is kind of where I'm at. I'd be super grateful if you had anyone you could connect me with or if this is something that you've related to first. I think it's about like those small steps first and then you kind of build out to see where the relationship grows and potentially where you can help each other.
Yeah. It always feels a little bit icky when someone comes in and asks for something straight
and
away.
And vice versa. Like, it is always scary to say, like, oh, I would really like your help with this. But I think as long as you're not like downright doing like a sale or anything else, there's definitely a way to go about it.
Okay. So if someone decides that they want to start building their networks tomorrow, what's the first thing? What's the first move that they should be doing? Other than joining
I was going to say, you could join BOA.
Join the BOA.
But honestly, like, I think about myself, and I would start small and start local. So whether it's someone in your community that you actively see, maybe it's just setting up a coffee, and you guys set up like a coffee like once a month. You build your confidence with that, and not only do they probably start introducing you to people in their network, but maybe you start to build your own through that. So yeah, definitely start small and start local.
Okay. Yeah, I love that.
Got that one?
Yeah, got it. Absolutely. If a founder implemented one thing tomorrow to like double the ROI of their networks, like what would it be?
Follow-ups. Yeah.
Follow-ups,
And
okay.
what I mean by that is, so it's so easy to go along to these events and introduce people and connect with people, exchange numbers or business cards. But if you've said to someone, oh, you know, I've got this great resource, like you need to read it, or this is a person you connect with, follow up with it, because that's how you build trust. And not only that, like follow up on that next meeting, like, okay, we met at this event, why don't we set a date for next month to have a coffee? That's how you double on your ROI, because that's how you start building that network and relationship with that person.
Okay, and would you recommend like a certain number, like a frequency of catch-ups over time?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to get a gauge on that person. I think everyone's different. I'm quite open if someone said to me, hey, like, why don't we set up a couple of coffee meetups, understanding that maybe the date might change. I think you're actually giving that person confidence that you're like really keen to connect with them, whilst also not putting too much pressure on them as well.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Kirsten, thank you so much for today. Jesse and I are going to take ourselves off now, make a few phone calls and try to start building these networks.
Building the network, not networking, building the network.
Not networking.
But a lot of amazing tips from today, so thank you. Lovely having you on.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
You're watching Ticker. The Founders Method is presented by Memo Bottle. For more, visit memobottle.com.